Coming up on this episode of Hawaii's Most Haunted, Waikiki, Sacred Sands. Beyond the cool waters and trade winds of our idealistic paradise is the thin veil which separates our world from the place where the shadows talk back. Welcome to Hawaii's Most Haunted. In 1783, after his victory over Oahu, the Maui chief Kahikili constructed a great heiau at the foot of Diamond Head, which would become known as Papa Ena. 12 years later, 1795, after Kamehameha I's victory, the Battle of Nu'uanu, he offered a sacrifice on the altar at Papa Ena, his own cousin, Kalani Kupule, the son of Kahikili. In 1804, because of dysentery, Kamehameha was not able to make his journey to the island of Kauai. They returned to Papa Ena, where he offered to the gods 400 pigs, several thousand coconuts and banana, and 3 kapu violators. Kamehameha also had the strict rule called the kapu of the 7 districts. And to his personal chiefs he said, the 6 districts they are allowed to tread upon, but that the 7th was only sacred to himself. And that 7th district was his favorite wife, Kahumanu. Possibly the last sacrifice made on the altar at Papa Ena was a young, handsome 19-year-old ali'i called Kanihonui, who Kamehameha and Kahumanu raised themselves. He violated the kapu of the 7 districts. It turned out to be the fault of Kahumanu herself, who was intoxicated, they say, with rum, and seduced the young boy. A woman staying in Waikiki in the 1930s relays an experience to author Antoinette Withington, who writes Hawaiian Tapestry. She says that on the first night, she saw glowing lights just at the edge of the water. On the second night, she saw the same thing, except now, she said, the glowing lights seemed to have shadowy forms, as if they're holding up torchlights, walking along the beach, heading toward Diamond Head. Antoinette herself consults a known Hawaiian scholar living in Waikiki at the time, who says, it is interesting that a haole woman would have seen something like this. Those must be the Nightmarchers, a procession of ghostly Hawaiian warriors and ali'i, heading toward the celebrated heiau known as Papa Ena, perhaps for a ceremony. Last year, we were in Kapiolani Park in the dead of night, talking about bones and burials in Waikiki, and we also talked about Nightmarchers. Myself and the several people who were on that tour happened to notice red glowing lights going up the slopes of Diamond Head and over into the crater. My police officer friends tell me that on the nights when there is no moon in Waikiki, you can see torchlights appearing out of the Kapiolani Park bandstand, going across the park through that tennis court, through the bathroom at the far end, and disappearing just at the foot of La Pietra. I remember them asking me what that was all about. Was it Nightmarchers? And I said, more than likely, because La Pietra School for Girls was built on the foundation of the old Papa Ena heiau, the heiau of human sacrifice. It's May 11th, 1898. Colonel George McFarland has leased Bishop lands in Waikiki to build the annex to the Seaside Hotel. He's hired 7 Japanese workers to dig up some of the kumuniu, or the coconut trees in that area. The job takes most of the morning. By 12 o'clock, the Japanese workers have taken a break. When they come back at 1 o'clock, they say a strong wind, a terrible wind, comes through the area and begins to rattle and shake what's left of those coconut trees. Even the pond next door has the awa and the mullet that start to jump. To their horror, the 7 Japanese workers see the wind blow down all the coconut trees this way. The bottom half of those coconut trees, with the roots embedded in the ground, now come up like this, like a catapult. And they're horrified to see that within the roots of the coconut tree are human bones. As one Japanese worker is running for his life, he turns around to see a skull heading toward him, straight, like a missile, and it hits him in the back of the head, and he is beyond horrified. You're wondering to yourself, where in Waikiki could this horrible place be now, today? Well, I'll give you a hint. It's a place still known today as Helumua. Figure it out.